Yes,
You
thanks.
feel better now?
Yes, I
Yo, it's your boy Rico. This is my man Nico. We back in action, coming back at you. How you feeling? How you feeling now that this is the third take?
feeling good, Rishano.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you just said I'm a diva, and I'm just saying you're being a little bit of OCD right now. So okay, all right. This will be on today. So maybe you've seen the trend recently, or maybe I've seen the trend. The idea of AI rendered art. I've seen right now that a lot of people are doing a lot of facial shots, and it's rendering people's portraits in like all kinds of steampunk and royalty
So you only take one picture and then the thing puts you in like all these
so you take
virtual
like so
places?
you take like 25 different pictures.
What?
Yeah,
Of different angles.
because it learns your contours and then it drops your image into a lot of different types of presentations, and it is pretty good.
It's pretty good. It looks a little creepy.
It has its ideas now. I know people talk about facial recognition and things of that nature. I read a couple articles yesterday about how that type of AI trained art has been plaguing actual artists because there are individuals out there basically taking their art, scanning it into an AI so that the AI can basically replicate their style of work so that you don't have to come to the artist to get a certain style of work.
So you can just tell the machine what you want.
So yeah, so you like a favorite artist, cartoon artist or whatever, right? Instead of going to them and commissioning them to do some unique work, you basically say, review this individual's, this artist's work. Once you've learned their style, I want you to make this, and it'll interpret its version of whatever they ask for in your style, completely bypassing you as an artist, completely. And
so if you want to get like a drawing of yourself in like say a Simpson style, like, is that what you mean?
it could probably do that. And
so it would be you, but if the Simpsons cartoon artist drew you.
Yeah, like that... almost like a caricature. But I've seen where they were talking about like artists, like renowned artists. Like, can you imagine them scanning Van Gogh or Picasso and then basically rendering art based on the art that's already been made? You could almost render natural, or original artists obsolete, or getting real pay for their work.
Speaking of pay, do the people who've done this on Facebook? I assume they haven't paid for it, have they?
I saw some people saying they had to pay like $12 for things, but I don't see anybody really coming out of the gate saying, "Oh, I had to pay for this and that." I don't
know.
Now, this is what I want to get your feedback on this. When you do something with AI and it learns your face, and you've given it every contour of your face, not just like clips from a surveillance camera or something, but when you intentionally give it all the contours of your image, right? You train an AI, it spits you back some really cute artistic presentation. Who now owns the artistic right to your image?
It should be me.
Should be you. You play FIFA, right?
I used to.
Okay. What happened?
Okay, we can say I do, yeah.
Okay. Now think of when they make these video games, NCAA's and the Madden games and the NBA games and whatnot. A big issue that a lot of sports figures have is that teams or these companies get a certain license or ownership of their image and likeness. It's in a lot of contracts. You like Bad Bunny, right? There's a certain aspect about him becoming a business entity, his image and likeness, his logos and things affiliated with him, his look, even your name is usually owned by another company. What happens when you get online and you come up and you become famous or whatever, you get notoriety, and you find out you're out here selling your image, and then somebody comes along and said, "Hey," gives you a bill. So what's this for? You remember that thing you did back in 2022? Yeah, what about it? You made these images? Yeah. You didn't read the fine print? We own that image and likeness. We gave you images. You gave us your face, we gave you images. But now that image is ours. Can you imagine that? Now there's a little teetering on that because these are they're like drawn form. So they're like the AI art, art forms as far as like illustrated. But man, what happens when they start? Because they do deep fakes.
What is that?
Deep fake when they take a person's face and put it in another location. So you can basically look like someone else. So that's why you can see videos where like, this movie, how did Mike Tyson get in this movie? How did this person get in this movie? How did they get Harry Potter into a Star Wars movie? They use deepfake where they can basically rip the image or face of someone else and put them into another work, just overlay. And so I've seen some deepfakes that are damn good. And it's dangerous because
and it's only going to get better in the next
it's
few
only
years.
Because think about it, you can completely falsify or surveillance bill unless you do like image forensics, so you can see the differences. You can see like, no, this has been edited. There was a movie that was out called The Minority Report by I think it had Tom Cruise in it, and basically it was this weird thing where it was weird. They had these three girls that could see the future. They were clairvoyant, right? Basically they were the fates, and they were part of a law enforcement program where you could look at their thoughts, you could look at their projections, and you could stop crime before it happens. So basically, you would get arrested for something, don't even know why, haven't committed a crime. They could arrest you pre-crime and lock you away. And I guess, spoiler alert, what happened was there was someone in the system who wanted to commit a crime or was going to commit a crime. So basically he did something with the timing so that so that one of the girls that had clairvoyant, they saw the crime happening, but they didn't have a good view of actually who was doing it. The guy who was a villain basically was to find a way to how to make the sequence of the crime show the person who was actually innocent. And Tom Cruise had to figure that out, and he dismantled the entire program because it can be defrauded. They even though they do still see in the future, you can finesse the system and still commit fraud, or you can still blame someone else.
Crime don't stop.
Crime don't stop, boy.
Crime don't stop.
So what about you? Would you feel comfortable putting your image out there like that?
We already do anyway, so that was the difference.
I think you do put all your pictures.
It's literally no difference.
Literally no difference.
Literally no difference. It's another fun, cute little way of doing it, but by you uploading anything online, that's it.
Yeah.
You already did it. So I mean, I get the whole privacy, this and that, but the only way for you to escape that is that if you have no social media presence, period. But then there's still pictures of you in your driver's license, surveillance videos. So this whole idea of privacy, I'm sorry, but it's BS. Like, it's not going to happen. So
I just look at it like, how long will you be able to say you own your image and likeness? So like, because they make you sign waivers, like say, oh, we're gonna do this commercial, or we're doing this and that, and if you're in the shot, we need to get you to waive your image and likeness so we can put this on TV or make an ad or something. And if not, they're gonna blur you out, stuff like that.
Yeah, so that way you can get back at them for anything. Not only they do it as a way to minimize liability, and also so you can't make any money from them, so you can sue them, so you can it's just better for them to say like, this is ours, period. And if you don't like it, I mean, that's fine, we won't use your image, we'll just go to someone else.
Yeah, in that space, I remember watching this. I forgot what show it was, but basically there was a episode of a show where a guy had gotten out of prison because the TV show was his alibi. The detective was able to go through, and he said he was at like a Yankees game where he was at some type of game that day, and they didn't believe him because they said he was part of a murder. And they looked through all the camera, when they panned up the whole stadium, he didn't come up. But they were recording an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it just so happens that the camera for the show was panning, and the guy who was allegedly the murderer was walking, and they literally was able to place him at the stadium at the exact time that they said he was committing a murder, and he got him off. Crazy coincidence. Can you imagine? Hey, can you imagine can you imagine if in one situation where like, you can't use my likeness and they blur you out? They can't even tell it's you. You going to prison, even though you're innocent. So I
feel like things like that are already happening though. Maybe not as frequently, but I feel like they already have been happening for a few years.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like don't be surprised.
I look at it like this. When people like when people do OnlyFans and stuff like that, like even us, when we do this, our image and likeness is out there. YouTube.
That's it.
So
like it's already out there.
It's already out there.
So I mean, it's like we're moving towards the digital age. Like there's no way for you to escape that. I mean, there's things about your privacy that you can hide from criminals or malintentioned people. Like for example, if you're somebody who has a certain position of power, like you don't want your wife or your husband like posting pictures of their first day of school of your kids.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're posting them with the school the school name in the background, maybe location, maybe they can figure out their schedules. Yeah. Maybe they can figure out a trend of what they dress like, so that way they can find them easier. Things like that. I mean, obviously, but I mean, there's no way for you to.
I guess people want to. In certain situations, you want to minimize exposure.
You know what I mean?
So like celebrities manage their image through their social media channels and the work that they do, but like they minimize their exposure when it's their children, their marriages and stuff, and they try to sometimes with that they try to live off the grid. I think the majority of them try to live beyond beyond that exposed camera for most of their lives. But some of them they just love it. They just everything out there. Exactly.
I mean, and I'm aware of these things. I mean, I'm not dumb, but like my Instagram is public. Like how you can request.
Yeah.
My Instagram is 100% public, and so is my Snapchat. I mean, I don't use Snapchat, but my Instagram is 100% public, and I use it very frequently. I use it more than Facebook.
I don't use Instagram that much, but it's public because I don't see it.
My Facebook is also public. So if I post a story, anyone can see it on or Facebook. Not even if I don't have you added. Even if you don't have a Facebook account, so you can still see my crap.
They're living transparently dangerous, bro.
Because I ain't got nothing to hide.
Fair enough. Well, I got.
And if I did, I wouldn't tell the people.
You wouldn't tell them, but you would put it up there.
No, of course I want to put it up there.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, bro.
Let us know in the comments down below all the private things that people shouldn't post on the internet. Let us know what you think about this podcast. Let us know what you think about privacy. And yeah, we're happy to be back here at the Rico Nico podcast. We have another hit. Hopefully we hit at least 15 views.
15? Oh, okay.
No, because I think 50 is our highest one. Yeah. So we gotta,
Yeah,
I was gonna say 15, but 50, that would be even better.
Those promos are on the way.
I'll post one tonight.
I'll
post one tonight.
Oh, tonight. I thought you said Monday night.
No, tonight.
Tonight.
We'll record more, but I'll post one of the older ones. I gotta make a separate folder because I lost them, with all the other stuff I have. Yeah. But yeah, I'll post it from videos. Be on the lookout for the marketing guys, the marketing team. They've been working hard, but they took some PTO.
Oh yeah, took plenty of PTO.
Well, I'm PTO because it ain't paid.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rico, for this podcast. Leave a like, share it, all that YouTube crap. Peace.